Good morning. Hi, peoples. I got my my husband knows about it. He knows about them. In fact, he bought me this. But this is my boyfriend. Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all get up in here. It's 5:30. It's actually 5:33. Sorry, I'm a little late. I keep hitting, it's been a little while since I've gone live on Facebook, and they have so many more buttons now. Like, social media, I think, needs to like kind of reduce a little bit more. Good morning, Brian. But yeah, here we are. Renee, good to see you. Marion Lynn, good to see you. Grace and greetings from New York. Patricia, is it really cold in New York right now? I was on a Zoom with someone yesterday, and they were right outside of New York, and they had like a fire going. So I didn't know what was going on in New York, or if that person is just a little chilly. Bella. Every time I see Bella now, I'm gonna think that's the tea woman. That's the tea advocate. Sound is a little low this morning. That's probably because I'm being a little low. I'll be a little louder. How's that, Trisha? Is that better? Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Mike. Good morning. Hello. Heather Parody coming from Augusta, Georgia. She said it's getting cold now at night. Yeah, so I don't know how many of y'all are like Southern in here. But the way I grew up, and I'm still this way, it's like when it hits 70, I get a sweater. You know what I mean? Because like that is chilly. It is chilly. I'm used to 90, 100 plus weather, you know. Whew, that is cold to me. But anyway, Heather Parody, Augusta, Georgia. I am filling in for the fearless Glenn Lundy, who is at a conference. I should know this because I've been saying it for like 4 days now. I'm like, where is he? He is off doing his thing, serving folks. I think he spoke yesterday at an event, so can't wait to hear how that went. But his time zone is different, and doing this show live at 5:30, which he has been doing for, goodness, I think 5-6 years now. He would have been getting up at like 2:30. And he probably would have done it, but I'm not sure the hotel people would have been locking him. I was streaming your voice into Breakfast with Champions. Hello, Breakfast with Champions, folks. I'll tell you what, y'all are hardcore people. I just want to acknowledge like the relationships you guys have built and how long you've been showing up with each other. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing. But I'm super excited to be here with you. I've been here with you since Tuesday. I met Glenn, I want to say it was in 2019. This was back in the day when he was doing the interviews on Fridays, if y'all remember that. And I jumped in, and I just haven't jumped out of here. I just haven't. But I am a wife to 1 and a mother to 2. And absolutely love the digital space, even though I think it's kind of ruining us in a way for humanity, but I think it's also giving us so many opportunities. And like any tool, we have a choice of how we use it. And this community here, if you're new here, are choosing to use this tool as a way to connect in the morning and start our days the right way. So thank you to those of you who have been here with me this week. I know it's been a little bit different. And those of you who are watching on replay, hello, I see you. Good morning. Good to be here. And I need somebody while I chitty chat with y'all for a minute to drop in the next song that we're going to use, because Don Sankey yesterday brought us on a journey to Top Gun, and I need another journey this morning, because otherwise I'm going to play my playlist. I'm not sure y'all going to like that. This evening, I'm super excited. We have my husband's work team coming over. And one thing about the parodies is we love hosting. We love hosting. Y'all come over, bring a snack. You ain't got a snack? We'll give you a snack. Love hosting. So this will be a new crew because he's fairly new to this team. So I'm super excited, but y'all gotta be sending me some good vibes that I keep it together, because I have a tendency that when new people come, I love meeting new people, that I'm one of those people, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Mike, let's do it. I'm one of those people that will just drill people I just met because I want to know everything. I'm like, where'd you grow up? What do you want to do with your life? Here's another one. What are you called to do? I go like from zero to like deep really quickly, and I'm been learning the more we're hosting that people don't like that. They want to talk about the chips. You know what I'm saying? They want to talk about the weather. And I'm over here reading Lucid Dying at 5 a.m. in the morning. You know what I mean? So I'm like, what do you think is going on with society? So today, my resolution is when they come over, I'm gonna be chill. How do y'all think that's gonna work out? All right, Raiders of the Lost Ark, let's do it. All right, so morning 5, just friendly reminder to everybody, we're gonna go over this in a second. And again, if you're new here, these are planners that come out every single year, and this community all has one. And there are 5 things that we're promoting in the morning, which is number 1, don't hit the snooze. So if you're awake in here and you're with us right now, good job. Good job. Don't hit the snooze. No phone first thing after waking up. So I hope y'all been up for a minute, because this is the phone. I'm just going to say a minute. No phone first thing in the morning. Gratitude and goals. Amen. Hallelujah. Physical activity, which I have not done that yet. I'll be doing that after this is over. I know Don Sankey is already in the gym right now. And I saw Rodney yesterday. You posted a selfie, I believe, at the gym. So holler. Rodney, you've been listening to Lucid Dying. It's fascinating, isn't it? It's fascinating. Fascinating book. And here's another one. And this one I'm not good at on the morning 5. This is one I have got to get better about. I'm just telling y'all because y'all keep me accountable, is sending an encouraging message. I don't do that near enough. Every once in a while, I'll think of somebody and I'll send them a message, but I haven't made that a habit. And that's honestly one of my favorite things on this morning 5 thing, and I don't know why I don't do it. Isn't that wild? I'm like, that's a great idea, but then I don't do it. That's how it works. That's how it works. But let's do this part of the show where we're going to jam out together, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and we're going to say good morning to one another. Raiders of the Lost Ark in the jungle. In the jungle. Is how this works? Is this how it works? I don't think this is it. This don't sound like a jam. I'm getting scared. I'm getting scared. Let's do something else. I'm gonna do some Journey. I love Journey. Do you know when I was a little girl, my mama, she would sing Journey to me like as lullabies. So I have like when I hear Journey, I'm like, I revert back to being a little kid. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So good morning, everybody. This is the part, Don't Stop Believing. I sung this karaoke too. Y'all don't know, your girl sings some karaoke and people look at me like this, like for real. That's their look the whole time. But I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Woo! All right. Liza, good morning. Liza, thank you so much for being here. Renee Hayes. One thing I've not, I got to get warmed back up into this. If you do not see somebody in here that you normally see, give them a tag. I was thinking about Miss Vicky the other day. I haven't seen her in a while. We miss you. I'm going to tag you later just to give you some love. Tosh Queen, good to see you. Trisha, Renee Hayes, hello. Of course, all the Breakfast with Champions people. Denny, he says, sending encouraging messages really helps people in their day, send it in the right direction. Absolutely. Trisha, I think I said good morning to you, but good morning again. Good morning. And there was one other person in here. If I didn't see your name, forgive me. Strangers waiting. Boom. Dude, from what Mike. Good morning, Mike. From what I remember, I think, what is this guy's name? Steve Perry, he was replaced, I think. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. And the guy they replaced him with sounds exactly like him. I think they're still touring and playing. I freaking love Journey. Do you hear other music? No, I do not. And if I did, y'all need to send some help. Good morning, everybody. Thank you again for being here. Yesterday, I had a really interesting conversation. I need to turn this down. I'm one of those people who could have music just playing in the background. I had a really interesting conversation yesterday. I was on a podcast, and he was asking me a bunch of questions around the fear, anticipation of showing up and doing something new, of putting your voice out there in a new way. Because, sometimes I think that I've overcome one fear in my life, and I'm like, I'm good. And it's wild how just another one just shows up. So I could say something like, I'm pretty comfortable on camera. I could confidently say that. I've been putting out content for years. I'm comfortable on here, but going let's say live at 5:30 or, yesterday I was live on multiple different channels. That's a different skill set than making content. So we're constantly having to push ourselves and learn and grow in certain areas. So there's always another way of sucking. Have you heard the dare to suck concept? I think it was Aerosmith. Who's the guy who sings Aerosmith? I can't remember his name. Y'all are gonna kill me. I know y'all are gonna kill me. The guy, it doesn't matter. They actually had meetings. Yeah, I know, music's still going. I'll turn it off, Mary Lynn. I'll turn it off. Steven Tyler. Is that it? On Aerosmith, Steven Tyler. They would actually thank you. They would actually have meetings, apparently, the band once a week, and they called it Dare to Suck, because they wanted to put themselves in a position where they were coming up with ideas and throwing things against the wall that they knew wouldn't work, but they wanted to be kind of in that zone because that's where they knew creativity, that's where they knew innovation was going to come from. So I love that, this idea of we're going to approach something with this idea this is going to suck, right? So this guy who's interviewing me yesterday, he's asking about why, because I work primarily with folks who are starting their content strategy for the first time, at least their personal brand and putting themselves out there. And so there's a lot of resistance, as you can imagine. And he said, what is it that keeps people back from showing up the way that they feel called to show up? And I told him that people want to appear at a stage, a developmental stage that they haven't worked up to yet. They want everybody to see them at stage 55 and not necessarily see them at stage 1. And it's impossible to do anything in life without that first sucking, crappy stage 1, embarrassing stage where people see you as a beginner. And most people aren't willing to do that. I want Liza to see me, on stage 78 as a marathon runner, because she's awesome and she's been running for a long time, versus when I just started off and I'm like, you know, just a couple of miles in. That takes so much humility to be willing to go through that stage. But everything we say we want to do takes reiteration, because nothing comes out perfect. Nothing comes out perfect. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Through putting something out there, we get data back and we adjust it, and then we put it out again and then we get data back and we adjust it. And so it's this constant evolution. We talked about that on one of those days, I don't know, one of these days we've been here, about 3 Heathers ago or 4 Heathers ago, the different iterations of ourselves, and looking at our work, our projects, the goals that we have, the things we say that we want to do. It's like, I have this concept and this passion, this thing that has been eating me alive to put out into the world. But when I put it out there, it is going to suck. It's going to, and it hurts our hearts a little bit, because we want this to be so good, because we can see God has given us vision of what it could be. But seeing where it's at in its infancy right now, it's a little heartbreaking and it's a little embarrassing. And so I don't want to put this out here. I don't want to give this offering out into the world, because you will see it in its infancy and its immaturity. And I don't want to be perceived like that. So this is what I told this guy. He said, what is it that keeps people back from really showing up the way they say they want to show up? And I told him, I genuinely believe people just don't want to be seen in their infancy stage. And it is impossible to do anything without being willing to go through reiterations, because we can't figure out what something is until we put it out there. I have an idea that I'm going to start a morning show and that it's going to look this way, and then I'm going to get on here and it's going to change and adjust and go, and you can do all the work, the very best you can to set something up for success, but it will do its own thing. And we are along for the ride. And that's the beautiful part of creation. It's the beautiful part. It's such a spiritual, weird thing, because it's co-creating with something else. I show up, I do my due diligence, I get better and better and better and better, and I don't give up. And also, there's something else at play that wants to take me on a journey and show me what it wants to become. And dude, I love it, but it is scary. Now, going back to lucid dying, we've been, me and Rodney have been reading the book. This book is wild. I'm reading this book on folks who have had near-death experiences, and there's this researcher, and he's studying what it means to die, and you know, the thoughts of the afterlife, and he's doing this from a scientific perspective, not a religious one. And so it's so interesting, the things that he's finding. But all week long, we've been talking about what are the things, regardless what happens after we die or not, or what you believe or not, it doesn't matter. If we can take a big picture approach to our days and think, what, looking back, would I freaking regret not doing? What would I regret not just trying? What would I regret giving up too soon on? And one of the things we talked about was people. Maybe I would regret not giving people a second chance, right? Maybe I would regret giving up on a system or an industry that I love and believe in, but since it's so corrupt and sometimes I get disheartened and I want to leave it, maybe we're called to go in and change that, not give up so easily. And today, what I wanted to share, for me, I don't want to look back and say I didn't give it all. I didn't try. I didn't put something out there in its imperfection and try something new, because I was afraid of what other folks would think of me. I was afraid of being made fun of. I was afraid of not being taken seriously. I was afraid of failing in front of you. You know what I mean? I don't want to have that regret. I think that's tell me if I'm off on this, one of the regrets of the dying. That's the famous article that came out years ago that they interviewed all these people in a nursing home, and they said, they wish they wouldn't have lived for other people. They wish they would have gone after it and tried a little bit more. So yeah, and quote of the day, I'm doing this a little bit backwards. Quote of the day, Haley Enriquez. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. The quote that she submitted was "show up anyways." Show up anyways. So I don't have it all together. I don't. You don't have it all together, friend. We don't. The folks who we admire, the folks who are out there doing the things that are changing the world, are the ones who are able to suck, to dare to suck, and to do it publicly because they realize that through iteration, showing up anyways, Haley, putting your work out there as a beginner and being okay with that, that's exactly what it takes. So show up anyways, show up anyways, show up anyways. Real quick before we get out of here, there are quotes. I just read a quote in this planner, and you can submit one for 2026. Mary Lynn, if you will drop the link in the comments, I know you're great at that, and if not, no worries. I know it's on Glenn's page, but you can click a link and submit a quote. Don't be cussing in it. Don't be cussing. Don't be acting crazy. I'm just joking. Positive, encouraging, motivational messages for people to start their days. And usually it ends up in the show somehow, so it's a really cool way to interact. Thank you guys for being so cool and being a community that has welcomed me in multiple times, regardless of how I show up anyway. You're always here, and I value that so much. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Wish me luck tonight, that I don't scare away my husband's coworkers by asking them about lucid dying and what their big life regret might be when they get older. But who knows? Might happen anyway. I'm going to get out of here with, I know this, I don't know if this song's appropriate to play on here, but I'm going to play it anyway. Yeah, I don't think this is appropriate, but it's my last day in here, so I'm gonna go. She loves to sing. She loves everything. Do. What's the topic next week? I don't know. Tosh Queen? I don't know. I don't know. Glenn Lundy, I believe, is going to be back next week. So we will, favorite quote or Bible verse. That's better, Mary Lynn. Thank you very much. All right, y'all. Love you guys. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you soon.